Dr. Alan Reeves had perfected the art of invisibility over 2 decades. To the world, and especially to his only son Ethan, he was simply a quiet widower who worked at a modest local clinic, lived in a 3-bedroom house with creaky floorboards in an unremarkable suburban neighborhood, and drove a 10-year-old silver sedan with a small dent on the rear bumper that he never bothered to fix. His clothes came from department stores, his watch was a basic Timex, and his vacations consisted of long weekends fishing at a nearby lake or reading medical journals on the back porch. No one suspected that this unassuming man was one of the most respected cardiologists in the country. He had pioneered minimally invasive techniques for complex valve repairs that were now taught in teaching hospitals across North America and Europe. He owned 3 state-of-the-art private cardiac centers that generated millions in annual revenue. His personal net worth exceeded $12 million, with over $35,000 arriving in passive income every single month from investments, real estate holdings, and medical patents. Yet none of that wealth was visible in his daily life. It had not always been this way. 20 years earlier, when his beloved wife Margaret succumbed to an aggressive form of breast cancer, Alan's world shattered. The grief was compounded by the realization that money, even substantial money, could not buy more time. During her illness, they had spent everything they had and more on experimental treatments, second opinions, and comfort care. In the aftermath, Alan discovered something even more painful. Sudden displays of wealth changed how people treated you. Old friends became overly solicitous, colleagues grew envious, women who had never noticed him before suddenly found him fascinating. He wanted none of it. For Ethan's sake, he chose deliberate simplicity. He wanted his son to understand the value of hard work, integrity, kindness, and self-reliance, not bank balances. So Alan continued practicing medicine with quiet excellence while living as an ordinary man. Ethan, now 32, believed his father was a dedicated but financially strained doctor who had sacrificed everything to raise him alone. The deception had been maintained so consistently and for so long that it felt like truth. That illusion began to crack on a warm Thursday evening in late spring. Alan was sitting on his back porch with a cup of herbal tea when his phone rang. Ethan's name flashed on the screen. "Dad? Hey, you free to talk for a minute?" "Of course, son. Everything okay?" There was a nervous energy in Ethan's voice. "Sophia's parents are flying in next weekend. They really want to meet you. They have invited us to dinner on their yacht next Saturday. It's important to them." Alan smiled faintly at the phone. Sophia Langford had entered Ethan's life 2 years earlier, like a whirlwind of laughter and ambition. She was sharp, kind-hearted beneath her polished exterior, and genuinely in love with Ethan. Alan had liked her from the start, but her family was another matter. "Tell them I would be delighted," Alan said calmly. "Dad, they are different, really wealthy. They like things refined. Just be yourself, okay? They can be a bit much, but they mean well." "Do not worry, Ethan, I will be there, looking forward to it." As soon as the call ended, Alan leaned back in his chair and stared at the fading sunset. He had already made his decision. They wanted to meet Ethan's father. Then, they would meet the version Ethan had always described, the simple, ordinary clinic doctor. This would be more than a social dinner. It would be a test of character. Saturday arrived bright and cloudless. Alan dressed with care for the role he intended to play. He chose his oldest navy polo shirt, one that had faded after years of washing, slightly frayed khaki pants, and comfortable brown loafers, worn smooth at the heels. No expensive watch, no leather belt. He carried an old scuffed medical bag that had traveled with him through residency and countless night shifts. His silver sedan looked even more modest, parked among the luxury vehicles at the marina. The Langford's yacht Legacy dominated the dock, an 80-foot gleaming